Your voice is not audible.
Is it now?
Yes, better, ma'am.
Okay. Janvi, you have joined the last class also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, ma'am. How are you?
Good, good. Okay, let us start the session. This is Harshita Dravidam. I'm a counseling psychologist, therapist, and a mentor. Today we are going to deal with Unit 2 and Unit 3, that is attribution and impressions. Now coming to attribution. Do you have any idea about attribution? Janvi?
No, ma'am.
Okay. One second. One second. Sorry for that. So, generally, people make attributions. Now, let us know what is attribution. Attribution is people drawing inferences about others and themselves in order to make predictions about future behavior. Attribution examines how people explain the behavior they witness in others and the effect of their explanations on the judgments they make about them. For example, if we see any other person, we try to judge them. It is like making an impression. Attribution is also similar to impression, but there is a slight difference between attribution and impression. In attribution, we draw inferences. Like we try to analyze their behavior and we also predict their future behavior. For example, if we are trying to meet somebody whom we know from past years, we think that, oh, if we are going to meet them, they are going to behave in such manner. Okay, so this prediction about their future behavior and drawing an inferences or predicting their present behavior and also their future behavior is called as attribution in usual words. And it is also a mental state which is not directly observable. That means if you see anybody, if other people observe us, they cannot directly think that you are making inferences about that person. So it is not seen directly, attributions. And these attributions are also behavior wise and also they are situational wise. Now, let us see. One second. Now let us go to the meaning and nature of the attribution. So there are different types. There are casual attributions and there are different theories around the attributions. Attributions are the generally inferences people make about events in their life. The term attribution refers to the process that an observer uses the inferences, the cause, and the effect, the causes of another individual's behavior. Why did that person act as she or he did? For example, we try to justify our attribution, our inferences. For example, if Janavi, for example, I'm taking you as an example. If Janavi is late to the class, I usually try to make some attributions like, okay, she is late to the class. Maybe she woke up late. Maybe her bus was late, or there was a traffic. So I try to make some inferences about why you are late to the class. So we will also make inferences, and we will also try to find the cause behind it, cause behind the action of others. And we also try to find some reasons, some excuses why we are doing in such a way as we are doing right now. Okay? And let us see that mother shouted at her daughter because it is her personality. Mother shouted at her daughter because daughter was not ready to go to school. So these are different types of attributions. One will be their personality, the other will be the situational. So there are two types of attributions. One type will be the internal factors and one type will be the external factors. So if we come to internal factors are like emotions, personality, and their own nature. Whereas situationals are, they acted this way because of this situation. For example, mother shouted at her daughter because daughter was not ready to go to school. Mother is not always angry. She was only shouting for the external reason that she is not ready to go to school. So this is one type of attribution. This comes under the situational based attribution. Now, let us see what is causal attribution. Causal attribution is the constant process people use to explain both their own and others' behavior. Understanding this is crucial because understanding everyday social behavior, because we all make casual attributions many times a day. And attributions, you get your marks for the exam, you make an attribution, right? If you get a good marks, you give that, okay, I worked very hard and I studied very hard. I'm intelligent. That is why I got good marks. If you are getting low grades or if you are failing in an exam, then you say it's my bad luck. Exam was tough. Questions from out of syllabus, right? You try to throw them for the external reasons. If you want to make your own attributions, you will give credits if you are getting a positive result, and if you get any negative kind of result, then you will try to give all excuses and you will be throwing that excuses on the external factors if it is for our own self. If you want to attribute the other person, you will think, oh, if he is getting good marks, if others are getting good marks, you will try to say, oh, he has very good luck. He might have copied from others. If he is failing, then you will go to the personal factors. Then you will go and say, oh, maybe he's lazy. He might have not studied. That's why he failed in the exam. So usually people are tend to behave in such manner. If you are making inferences towards yourself, you will elevate your personal behavior if you are getting good marks. And if you are failing in something, you try to push or give excuses on external factors. But if you are making inferences or attributions towards others, then you try to give your personal traits, negative traits towards the personality of the others. And if you are passing and if they are becoming success, you give external factors like they are successful, might be the question paper easy, in such a manner. So the systematic research on causal attributions have shown that people's explanations have tremendous consequences in number of areas including health and education. And what are the main causes? of any attributions. It can be the intentions, it can be the abilities, it can be
కొంచెం
traits.
డౌన్ చేయరా, అది రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది ట్యూబ్ లైట్.
Okay. Now is it okay?
యా ఓకే.
Okay. So this can be your, what are the main causes of giving an attribution? It can be your intentions, it can be your abilities, traits, motives, and situational pressures. And also, these causes will explain why people act as they do. Okay. Now, just now we have gone through some example of getting marks, right? So, Fritz Heider is a scientist who have given some theories on attributions. Okay, in his views, people were like amateur scientists. They are trying to understand other people's behavior by putting together information until they arrive at a reasonable explanation or cause. Okay, so according to him, we all are like amateur scientists. Amateur scientists are like junior scientists. We try to, every time if we are meeting any people, every time if something is happening in our life or others life, we try to judge, or we try to infer some behavior, putting all the information, past information, present information into consideration, until and unless we are satisfied with a perfect reasonable example or explanation or a cause behind that. And now there are important, and there are certain outlines of the circumstances which lead us to make an internal as opposed to an external attribution for our own or others' behavior. As we discussed earlier, there are internal factors and external factors. Internal factors are abilities, attitudes, and personalities. And external factors will be the task, other people's luck, fate, such as. So, internal factors are also called as dispositional, and external factors are also called as situational attributions. Okay. Is this clear till now?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
Okay. So now we will find few factors that affect the attributions. Okay. There are few factors. There are social desirability. Behavior expected based on the social role or circumstances. Behavior that is not necessarily required but is largely expected to a given situation doesn't tell us about much about the person. For example, if I'm given a role, for example, I'm a doctor. Okay, my behavior should be as expected, right? So doctor should have he should be humble, and he should be polite, and he should be soft spoken, right? So we cannot attribute his internal behavior and internal personality, right? Because by any ways, by any chance, he cannot expose his own internal and his real personality before patients. So in this case, the personality or the behavior will be only based on the his social role. So behaviors are not completely attributed when there is a social circumstance or social role. Okay. And there is a non-common effects. So what are the internet effects or consequences of their behavior to make an attribute? Johns and Davis, they both believe, they are scientists, they both believe that one should look at the effects of a person's behavior that can be caused only one specific factor as opposed to many factors. Let me make it more simplified. If there is only one internet effect, then attribution the behavior easy. But if there are multiple effects, it will be difficult. For example, if a person is making a is walking on the street and he saw a blind person trying to cross the road, and if this person going holding the blind person's hand and helping him to cross the road, then we directly attribute his behavior as he's kind, right? And we try to judge their behavior as they are polite, maybe they are kind hearted, they have good values in their life, good morals in their life. So looking at one action, we try to analyze, we try to attribute their whole behavior, right? So one effect will be easy. If we see multiple actions of his life, then it will be difficult for us to analyze. So non-common effects are similar to that. For example, if you take another example, if a person chooses a job in his hometown that pays 10,000 rupees a month, okay, why he might have taken this job? Probably he wants to stay with the family and he wants his comfort zone intact. If the another person, he wants to join a challenging job that pays 30,000 and away from his hometown, then what attributions we generally take? We may think he is more into different factors, like he may want more income, he want to take challenges as he has more challenges in his life to tackle, and we can also say he can handle the pressures. So these are little examples where we can have basic attributions about the other person's behavior. In some, according to correspondent inference theory, in attribution we have two theories. One is Cayley's theory of causal attribution, the other one is correspondent inference theory. Now we have just discussed about this correspondent inference theory. So we are best able to make a dispositional attribute as we see people's behavior as caused by their traits when the behavior is freely chosen, low in social desirability, and has clear non-common effects. Okay. So in order to have an attribution on a person, they should be low social desirability. Okay. If you want to see the same doctor in his home, the person may be completely different. For example, if you take an actor or actress, okay, their behavior will be different before audience. It will be different in screen, and it will be different, completely different in at their homes, right? So it should be low in social desirability, and they should have minimum clear non-common effects, and their behavior is freely chosen. Means nobody should be observing them. Okay. So this is corresponding inference theory. Now let us go to the next theory, that is Cayley's theory of causal attribution. An alternative theory of attribution was developed by Harold Cayley. Okay, so we have multiple observations of behavior. According to this theory, we analyze the information essential in the same way as a scientist would. Okay, his theory of causal attribution is called as covariation theory. So the Cayley's theory of causal attribution is also called as covariation theory, and it has this attribution theory mainly focuses on three factors, that are actors, objects, and context, that are present when behavior occurs and the factors that are absent when it does not occur. Okay, when attribute the behavior to occur, the cause that covariance with the behavior. For example, if a principal come to the classroom and he scolds a particular student, for example, Manish. One second, ma. So here we can take different inferences, right? The three potential causes are the actor. We have seen that we have three factors, right? That are actors, objects, and context. So actor in this example will be the principal. Amma. And the object will be Manish. And the context is our attribution, is our own inferences. In this example, you might attribute that scolding to your principal's personality. You may think personality of a principal might be like Manish might be very naughty in the class, and he has all notorious actions in the classroom. That is the reason why principal came and particularly shouted at Manish, a student from the class. So this theory of casual attribution has three main components. First one is consensus, and the second one is distinctiveness, and the third one is consistency. In this example, does we have to think, does everyone behave the same way in that situation, or do few other people behave that way? It refers to whether other people generally agree or disagree with a given person. For example, do all the other teachers in the school will scold Manish, or only the principal is the person who is coming and scolding the Manish? So this is one component which we have to keep in mind. The second one is distinctiveness. This means that individual behaves differently in different situations. Is a particular behavior unique to a specific situation, or it does occur in many situations? For example, if the principal scolds only Manish and none other of the students, his behavior is high in distinctiveness. Or if he scolds all the students, his behavior towards Manish is low in distinctiveness. Okay, consistency. For example, consistent behavior. Is the principal angry all the time, or he is only angry at that particular situation? So this is consistency. How many times is he consistent in his nature or his behavior? So these are the three different components that we have to focus while giving an attribution towards any given situation or any person. So to summarize Cayley's theory, we make different attributions depending on the consensus and distinctiveness and consistency of a person's attitude and behavior. If the consensus and distinctiveness are low and consistency is high, we make that this attribution is coming from internal factors. Internal factors are the personality, emotions, and the behavior. If the consistency and are low, consistency is low, and consensus and distinctiveness is high, then we make that attribution as situational based. Okay. So these are about two theories of attribution. Is this clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will see, though we make few attributions, though we give a reasonable explanations, and we also try to give causes of the effects of the attributions, there will be little errors in every attribution, right? For every action or in every inferences we make, we have little basic errors. Okay, let us now discuss about those errors. Okay, now we will see what are attribution errors. The attributions people make are sometimes less than fully rational, or the individuals are generally quite good at social perception, and in many cases they reach accurate conclusion about others with their traits and motives from observing their behavior. Still they're not perfect, right? So why does error occur? Maybe errors may occur due to our hopes, our fears, or sometimes our expectations, right? We sometimes expect something from the other people because of our relationship, our closeness. We do have some expectations and hopes from others. If they are not meeting those expectations, we generally misinterpret their attribute, right? That is nothing. uh, these are common errors. Okay, so nothing doing with other person's intentions. It is our own hopes, our own fears sometimes interfere our attributions. Okay, these things may cause errors in our attribution. Okay, there are different fundamental attribution error. There are different errors, types of errors. The first one is fundamental attribution error. So, in this fundamental attribution error, sometimes referred as correspondences bias. That is, people's behavior is due to their internal factors, that is, personality or their beliefs, rather than situation. On other hand, other people may use various pieces of information about the situation, choices. For example, if there is a situation and there are two different people dealing with the same situation, one one person will make a choice to be quiet, calm, and go in a positive direction towards solution based behavior, and the other person in the same situation become anxious and sometimes become angry, and maybe he is not taking the challenge in a positive way. He will also attribute into a negative behavior, right? So this can have the personality bias. Their choices in the situation will completely change their behavior, right? Attribution. So we cannot give perfect rational attribution towards them. So this can be some fundamental attribution error. Okay. There are two main causes of fundamental attribution. That is, focus on personal responsibility. For example, we expect to be in control of our facts, our behavior, and we expect individuals to take responsible and control their behavior as well. Okay, we tend to look down on those who make excuses for their behavior, and if we are doing some faults in our behavior, we try to support. If others are doing the same behavior, we try to find excuses and we try to infer them as differently. We look down on them. We see, oh, this person is such a negative person. He's such a lazy person. We try to judge them and give our own inferences negatively. But if it is coming that behavior towards us, we try to support us with a positive thing. Okay, we give external factors to that. Okay, the second one is the silence of a behavior. In social situations, as in all perception situations, our senses and attentions are directed outward. The actor becomes the focus of our attention. The person who is mainly active in the situation will be our actor. You remember that Cayley's theory just we discussed actor, object, and context, right? And the actors becomes the figure and the situations will become the background. And in this complex figure grounded relationship, a well established maximum of perceptual psychology is that the figure stands out against the ground and thus commands our attention. Okay, the next one is actor observer effect, right? Error. This is when people assume their own behavior to be more likely to be situational determined, as we discussed earlier, if outcomes are negative, and the behavior of others more likely to be product of personal intentions. Okay, and the other will be the self-serving attributional bias. In this, people are inclined to attribute their own failures and other bad events to external circumstances. That is self-serving attributional bias. Means everything whatever happens to us, we try to throw the bad events which happens towards us, we try to throw on external circumstances. Right? Do you understand what are external circumstances? The maybe why are you late? We don't say that that is our habit of getting late every day. We try to the weather is bad, the traffic is high, and our bike got um, disturbed. We give all external factors. We don't accept that is our fault, right? This is self-serving attributional bias. And the next one is false conscience effect. This is the tendency to believe that our own feelings and behaviors are shared by everyone else. We tend to believe that others hold similar opinions, find the same story interesting, and think that hockey is a distinctive Indian game. Whatever we are thinking, we think all are thinking in the same way, and we make the error. If we are thinking Dhoni is good, for example, and we think everybody all loves Dhoni, okay, this kind of thinking, this kind of our own feelings might also affect the attribution. Okay, are you clear till now? This is all about attribution. This is all about the second unit. And now let us move to third unit. We are so quick and we are going very fast because in this 6 weeks we have to finish all our syllabus. Okay, now let us go to next unit, that is impression formation and impression management. So what is impression? Can you tell me, Jahnavi?
Like a good opinion on someone, the opinion we get on a person.
Okay. Uh, can impressions change?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. And can we do something to form an impression on others?
Yes, it depends on their behavior,
Okay.
their works they do.
Can we manage our impressions?
Maybe sometimes.
Okay. Can any others also tell what is the impression? Anyone in this classroom? Can anyone tell what is the impression? Okay. Impressions are the first opportunity. Impressions, it is the first opportunity that person will have to make initial evaluations and judgment about the others. Okay, the first opportunity is very important one. We every time say, right, first impression is a Best impression.
Best impression.
Yeah, first impression is the best impression in any situation. If you are meeting a new person, or for example, it's a blind date, or if you are going to an interview, or if you are meeting a official, your teacher, anyone, first impression, the first opportunity will be every time be the best opportunity, because the first the other impressions which we do in a regular basis. In regular meetings, if you are making any impressions, that is dominated by your first impression. For example, if somebody is meeting a person, for example, if we take a first time blind date, okay, for example, if a person in that first meeting, if he do all nice things, if he try to say all good things, good achievements, we think he is very kind, humble, and he is very great, legend, leader. If we have, we that person is trying to impose all those impressions on us, and if next time when we meet, he little deviate from his original impression, we think, okay, maybe we think like, okay, sometimes, okay, it happens, we are humans, right? Okay, one fault is okay. When he does that repeatedly, if he is harming that impression, then only we try to change our impressions. Till then, we have that image of good person. If repeatedly over several meetings happen, then only impressions will be changed. That is the reason why first impressions will always give a positive impact on others. So impressions formation is another kind of social cognition. Okay. It is a mental representation of a person and our reactions to him or her. Okay. Information about people comes to us from various sources. Okay. We get information from a third party. Sometimes before, in any marriage proposal, if we are going and meeting a person, a lady or a man, some people might have told us, oh, he's earning very good, he's good looking, he's charming. They might be telling so many good things, others might be telling so many good things on them. So before meeting the person, actual person, we already have made few impressions on them, right? So impressions can come from various different sources. It come from directly meeting, or it can be manipulated by other people, or it can also come from the third party. So we have different sources of impressions. The process of organizing diverse information into a unified information impression of the other person is called as impression formation. Okay, combining all the information what we have, what we gathered by looking at them, by speaking with them, by observing them, and taking information from other people, all together, if we combined, then that is called as impression formation, right? In your examples, you should write these little words, okay, so that you score good, right? You should add diverse information. You should have unified impression. Okay. Social psychology examines this self-presentation, or how we present ourselves to others to form an impression. Okay. We also have certain strategies to improve our impressions, to convey our impressions about ourselves to others. For example, if you are attending an interview, you should definitely give a positive impression to the interviewer, right? Okay. So how do we generally make impression looking at a person? If we are meeting a new person, when he is coming from a parking slot, or if he's arriving to a hotel, we make impressions by looking at their dressing, the clothes they wear. We also see the car, the brand of the car which they are driving, and we also observe the jewelry what they wear, right? We all see, we observe what they are wearing, what they are driving, how they are sitting, their postures, their gestures, the way of eating. We observe each and every aspect and we try to make impressions, right? So how these impressions and how the management of the impressions will help our own selves to be a best self presentable. Okay, now let us learn about how impressions are formed and through non-verbal clues. Like we say, all these are non-verbal clues, right? So the clothes, jewelry, the way they sit, all they are non-verbal. Okay. Sometimes you might have noticed, looking at a person, we think they are very posh, stylish. Okay. The moment they speak, the language they use, oh, we think, oh, we thought they're so much urbanized, they're so stylish, they're so posh, but when they speak, it is completely different, their language, the way they present themselves, and we try to change our own impression, right? Is this happened anytime with you?
Yes, ma'am.
We think they are stylish and posh, they are from multi metropolitan city, but when they speak their language, they show some
It's completely
very
different.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, in the course of daily interactions, so much of what we have to say to other people does not require us to actually say anything at all. Okay, only just by our non-verbal expressions, only people will make impressions, and they do their attributions also sometimes, right? So, how? What are the non-verbal communication? They can be the visible channel, right? Which we can see. We see distance, gender, eye contact, facial expressions, roles, physical cues, silence. These can be a non-verbal communications. For example, distance. If if we both meet, if you and me meet, if I want to be closer to you, I want to make friend with you, okay? I want a close relationship with you. Then if I when I meet you first time, the distance between you and me will be less. Okay, I will sit closer to you. Okay, so but the distance you maintain between the other person will determine non-verbally, without any saying, you can judge. Okay, you can say, okay, he want to be close to me. That's why he came closer to me. Okay, gesture. If I want to be friend with you, all my gestures will be different. I will try to handshake, or I will give a constant eye contact with you, and I will be smiling at you. Okay, if I want to avoid you, even that also I can do with my gestures. Even I can avoid you. I will sit far away and I will fold my hands. Looking at my gestures, you can just say, okay, they're not interested in me, right? Can you can you judge without can you make inferences? Can you make inferences just by their gestures? If they're interested or not interested in you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah. With facial expressions also. If I'm not interested in you, my facial expressions will be very subtle, strong, right? If I'm interested in you, all my expressions will be different, facial expressions. And also physical cues, all those things are, or what all we discussed, those are non-verbal communications of making an impressions, right? Now we have implicit personality traits. This theory enables us to make inferences that go beyond the available information. Okay. Frequently, these implicit personality theories are extended to include beliefs what sorts of behavior goes with particularly personality traits. Okay, our impressions of others are often shaped by these beliefs. Okay, for example, if you are wearing a specs, okay, in general, they say if people who are wearing glasses, they are professional. Okay, they are studious, they are sincere. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Generally, people think who
Yes, they
wear
do.
glasses, they look cool, calm, all. They think that they are very studious and they have fully knowledgeable person, right? This is general notion. Okay, if somebody is wearing an ironed dress every day, we will think beyond our information, right? We see they're wearing ironed clothes, but what we think, okay, these are wearing ironed clothes, so they might be very, they might be from military background. We will think they are very systematic in their life, they are very structured, right? These are the pre-notions, prejudice we will have beyond our information. We try to implicit this their personalities. So this kind of personality theory is called as implicit personality trait theory, right? Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
The next one is research on central and peripheral traits. Okay, what is this trait centrality? What is trait? Trait is nothing but an action. Okay, he applied this principle of just like to understand impression formation. Okay, how impression formation is happening. This person have did a lot of research in 1946. Okay, he suggested that we do not form impressions by simply adding together all the traits we observe on other people. Rather, we perceive these traits in relation to one another. Okay, so he assessed some subjects' traits towards an individual who was intelligent, skillful, industrious, warm, determined, practical, and cautious, and other subjects impressions towards an individual who is intellect, skillful, industrious, cold, determined, practical, and cautious. So what is the difference between the other person and this person? Warm and cold. Okay, all the others are same, only one factor is different, that is that person is warm and this person is cold. Okay, so he noted only large differences in these impressions, even though only one trait, warm and cold. Okay, if you see two persons are same intelligent. Okay, for example, let us take two celebrities. Okay, two celebrities are having same fame, same money, and they have same kind of physique, like six pack, all this body, and they are like same, but one celebrity is warm, means he's polite and he is very good towards his fans, and he has good personality. I mean, he has all positive moral values like that. But the other celebrity is rude towards his fans. Okay, rude, and he always has that arrogance in his behavior. Only this is different. Do you think both are same? Only
No,
one
ma'am.
difference, right? Only warm
Yes.
personality, only cold personality. But all other things are same. Do you think they both are same? I mean,
No, ma'am.
uh, our impressions are same on these two
No,
persons?
no.
Only one difference, right?
Yes.
But still we have completely different. though they are equally fame, though they are equally financially stable, though they both are equally talented, intelligent, only because of this one trait, okay, one trait, one action, there is a lot of difference in their impressions, right? So this is trait centrality, okay? And we also have peripheral characteristics. What is peripheral traits? For example, whose presence or absence does not imply many other characteristics is called as peripheral attribute. And we also have categorization, schema. So in categorization, like gender, race, social class, we have different perceptions. For example, if we are, if genders are same, for example, boys, all boys are same, all girls are same, though there are some exceptions are there, the thinking patterns are same. Like we categorize, if there is a boys group in a class and there is a girls group in a class, if the other person is coming and entering into the classroom, they have categorized based impressions. Oh, girls gang, they might be gossiping on other girls. This is the basic impression. Oh, boys gang, always they'll be notorious and they will be thinking of girls group all the time. That might not be correct, or that might be a general impression. Okay, so impressions can be a categorization, that can be a race, gender, or social class. All middle class people will be thinking in certain way, all high class people will be thinking in another way. Okay, this is general notion, right? So schemas, next coming to schemas. I'm little fast because we have to finish the chapter. So focus on this. Schema. Schema refers to a knowledge structure consisting of any organized body of stored information and which is used to help in understanding events. Every time we meet this person, the scheme of old information is activated by some cue and new information is added, right? If you are meeting your old friend, you know all the old information about your friend, okay, how she wears, how she greets you, okay. This time she did something new, okay. A- Along with the old information, you also add the new information and try to attribute about their behavior, right? And in this we have different types: person schemata and role schemata. What are these? Person schemata are cognitive structures that describe the personality of others. Okay, these schemas can apply either to specific individuals. We discussed, right? A person, a neighbor, or a type of individuals, extrovert or introvert, like that. So general thing we know. Okay, that friend. We have two friends. Okay, Rama and Sita. Okay, Rama is generally extrovert. Sita is generally introvert. Okay, so we have this old information, and whatever the future behavior also we try to predict. Okay, she's an extrovert, so she will express everything. Oh, she's introvert, she is not, she does not speak much, but we try to understand, right? Okay, these kinds of schema will help us to develop expectations of others behaviors. If they're introvert, though they're not saying, we understand, okay, and we have some expectations. Okay, she will not, anyway she will not say come and sit, but we go and sit because we know their internal nature. Okay, and the next one is role schemata. Role schemata is like that role describes their behavior. For example, the role of a policeman, a cop, should have this kind of behavior. A doctor, that role, the role of a doctor should be certain type of behavior. The role of a scientist should be a different. Behavior should be different. So based on the roles, the behavior expectations will also vary, right? And the next ones are like prototypes, exemplar. All those things are not that important. Stereotypes. Okay, let us discuss something about stereotypes. Each individual's network of social cognition is different and is firmly based in the experience of that individual. Okay, for example, one person might be behaving in certain way with us, and that person may be having differently behaved with the other person. Okay, so it is all based on the experiences of the individual. There are cases, however, where the prototypes established by individuals are widely shared. Okay, in these cases, it can be said that there is a stereotype. We all have preconceived ideas about groups of people called stereotypes, which influences our first impressions. Okay, stereotypes are generalized beliefs about the characteristics, attributes, and behaviors of members of a particular group or category that we already discussed, right? So that can also be termed as a stereotype. Okay, for example, we might hold a stereotype that people who wear glasses, the example we just saw, okay, we think people who are wearing glasses are intelligent by default. Okay, so upon meeting someone for the first time, we'll automatically classify the persons as belonging to a particular group or category. Okay. First time only we try to make impressions. Oh, okay. She is that kind of person. So we generalize them. Okay. Can we manage our impressions? Yes, there are some impression management also. Now let us discuss about how we can manage our impressions. There are some techniques of impression management. Okay, we can use some kind of tactics also for managing our impressions, like intimidation, self-promotion, like our respect, our morals, and feel sorry for us. All these are tactics. Okay, if we are going, some people will try to give self-dabba, right? In general terms, we say self-dabba, like opinion conformity. If I want to be friend with you, whatever you say, I say, oh, I also agree with you. Oh, okay, even I feel the same. Oh, you like roses? Oh, I also like roses. Oh, you like to go Goa? Oh, I also want to go Goa. Though I don't have specific interest, I do that. Okay, we enhance, we try to flatter them. If you are doing in a right position, that can help you in forming a good impression. Okay, if you are doing overdoing, if you are flattering every time I come and flattering, oh, you are this, you are that, you are great, you are beautiful. If I'm doing overdoing techniques, you might think, oh, he's doing overaction. Okay, let him keep aside. We should not overdo the tactics and we should not underdo the tactics in order to form a good impression. Okay, these are few tactics which we can use in a impression management. Okay, you can also be a selective presentation. You can self-enhance your presentation by using these tactics. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Impressions, impression management, and attribution. Is this clear?
Ma'am.
Okay. So this comes to the end of our sessions for today. If you have any queries, can we have a quick query session? Nobody has any queries? No one has any doubts? Okay. So let us wind up, and on next week, let us meet again to discuss chapter 4 and 5. Okay. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.